where we give you the latest and greatest, sometimes not so greatest, news of what's happening in our industry. Last week we were out of office. You might have seen our slideshow on our socials, and we're really glad to be back. And to make up for it, we even have a few extra stories. We're going to start off on the fun side. We're going back to bridal. We have been seeing such a huge impact of bridal and its influence in fashion over the last year, and I don't think that's just a personal observation. So a couple of days ago, Dua Lipa just got married and stepped out of London's old Marylebone Town Hall on May 31st. And she wasn't wearing a wedding dress. She wore a statement rocking custom Schiaparelli. This is a big move for a fashion icon.
Well, I think as the wedding business starts growing, it's also going to evolve, and people are talking about establishing their own identity within the wedding experience. And so I think we're going to see these kind of, well, if you call it crossover, like we get crossover music, this is kind of crossover wedding, where she kind of invents her style, and it actually, I don't know, drives individuality over tradition, right?
For sure.
It enhances her own personal style. She incorporates that into the wedding experience, and I think we're going to continue to see that.
Yes, this was a gorgeous two-piece suit that had a kind of more of an architectural feeling about it, and that definitely exudes that kind of confidence and autonomy. And it also is a little bit of a callback to old Hollywood, beautiful tailoring. And I think that we're going to start seeing, as a result of that, a rise in bridal suiting, two-piece sets, people going a little bit more minimalist. And, you know, her Louboutin shoes were a great focal point with the hat as well. So
she just couldn't have stood on it very long. They're beautiful. They're just never super comfortable, right? That's what I hear.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, celebrity trends always influence fashion. This was a really fun power statement that I think she made. She looked gorgeous, and best wishes to the bride and groom. Another excellent feature in fashion that's happened. CFDA and the Vogue Fashion Fund just announced their 2026 finalist. They have really been known to identify key emerging leaders in fashion in the United States. And I would say they do a pretty good job, finding these people that are, on the cutting edge, doing cool things with regards to sustainability and design. And, it's going to be great to follow this young talent.
Yeah, they always focus on independently owned, founder-led, really looking at authentic brand storytelling. That's always, we talk about that all the time, how important that is today. And I think it's a pretty amazing prize for the winner, $300,000. That goes a pretty long way to get things ramped up. And then two runners up will get $100,000 or receive $100,000 each. And so this year's 10 finalists are...
You might want to take a couple of these because you're better with...
Aislinn Kamp, Amir
yes.
Taghi, Terence Zhu,
Emily Dawn Long, Jamie Haller, Julia Ferrantinos, Zane Lee,
George Inaki, Claire Sullivan, and Zoe Gustavia and Anna Whalen.
Congratulations to those finalists. Looking forward to seeing what results in... out of this competition. We can't get by on a conversation rarely without a conversation that is in the T zone. This time we're going to talk. No,
tariffs.
We're not talking oil problems on the face. We're talking tariffs this time. 52 days until the tariff cliff. And nobody knows what's happening next.
Yeah. It's, we've got the Section 122 that's been moved in place that kind of put this blanketed, 10% tariff on all countries outside of China. And as that clock counts down, there's a big question on what's going to happen next. There's been a lot of pushback. I think a lot of awareness occurring under tariffs. We've got massively rising costs in the United States for a number of very evident reasons. And implementation of additional tariffs are not going to be met well. The current administration, president launched a pretty extensive conversation about, hey, we don't have money to pay back tariffs just the other day. And that, the US government needs all this cash. So we'll see. It's going to be a very interesting landscape. A lot of importers, including us, have filed under the CAPE portal, but not many are seeing anything come through.
Any movement. Yeah. It's a huge undertaking. I mean, we were questioning how they were going to be able to manage that just from a process standpoint, let alone a financial standpoint.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how that rolls out. Next story is just unfolding as we speak. Patagonia versus Patagonia, the drag queen climate activist. What is happening, Brett?
Well, Patagonia, the company, has really come out and sued Gonia, started for trademark infringement in January. They posted on their site, Patagonia is seeking about $1 million in damages. Potential legal fees could exceed $1 million. Patagonia really said, no deal, Patagonia. The case really pits IP law against activist identity. And so it's going to be very, very interesting. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, this was definitely a case to follow. We have a new CEO joining Alexander McQueen.
Yes, for sure. We got Gianfranco Dattis joining. As we've talked about in the past, and this happens to be a brand that is huge for you. You love and have loved Alexander McQueen. It's had a long legacy, but it is definitely, sales are down. People are getting laid off. Obviously Sarah Burton moved out, which happened to be one of your favorite designers.
Yes.
And so with Shift and all the challenges that are occurring at the kind of upper luxury level, Gianfranco's coming in and hopefully trying to turn this challenge around.
He has quite a pedigree, having worked at other major luxury houses, Prada, LVMH, Richemont. He's got some great experience behind him. So hopefully he'll be able to move things in the right direction. I believe that they're going to be focusing on tighter product assortments, right-sizing their retail network. So that means
they had expanded pretty aggressively.
They had.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that. We're seeing active closures of some of those pop and shops and so forth, and really focusing on better operational efficiency and improving brand clarity and storytelling. That is such an important thing as a business.
Yeah, I think as new designers come on, they try to get their footing. Some of that seemed a little unclear as we saw the transition. And we're seeing a couple pieces that have recently come through that we're starting to say, we're starting to see that DNA pop back.
Yeah.
So best wishes on that shift.
Absolutely. Final story of the day, Nike and the 2026 World Cup. World Cup is something you happen to really love to follow. And this is a pretty cool thing that Nike is doing. We've talked over the last couple of weeks how Nike has been struggling a little bit. And I think what they're doing with the World Cup and leveraging this as a way to showcase performance technology, their sustainability initiatives, and collaborate with some good marketing tactic.
Really interesting brands like Jacquemus and Palace and Prada, obviously Football Beyond Borders. These partnerships are kind of moving Nike from this kind of mass retailer, wholesaler brand to trying to create a little bit more luxury fashion into the Nike arena. And with as much as you're paying per ticket for the World Cup, obviously you can leverage some of these kind of more luxury brands, because certainly the price points are going to be up there, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Well, it'll be cool to see what's rolling out on the green carpet for the World Cup and Nike. Well, those are our highlights this week. We'll be back here same time, same place next week. We do have our final episode of our latest season. Is this season 5 or 6? I mean, we're really rolling with them. 5 final episode on our longer format, Clothing Culture, is getting ready to roll out. So don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss that episode. And we also have some wonderful content that we're featuring right now of the Alt Ball in St. Louis. This is now deemed the hottest ticket in St. Louis. It's an incredible collaboration of fashion and art and celebration of community and culture, all in benefiting Doorways, a wonderful foundation. So that is incredible to see what we captured there. So make sure to take a look at that. You will be wowed. I promise that. So with that, thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you next week.